Behind the media frenzy lies a man whose name often sparks debate and whose impact is impossible to deny. He's been called many things, some flattering, some controversial, but his story goes far deeper than the headlines. Whether it's in farming, it's in conflict resolution, or protecting state land, his impact stretches far and beyond. But how did it all begin? My name is Mamiukwa Utakwanyame, and this is Impact Stories, and the conversation begins right after this short break. Stay with us. And you're welcome back from the break. Now let's hear from the man himself. He's been at the forefront of some of Ghana's toughest peace-building efforts, and he continues to shape national conversations in land protection and enterprise. Ambassador Clemence Gyato, welcome to Impact Stories.
Thank you.
I hope I added enough energy to your surname, Gyato.
Yes, Gyato.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you're a man of many hats, and I believe that behind who you are today, there's an untold story. Could you take us back to your childhood? Run us through how your childhood was.
About 50 years ago, a Greek extension officer married someone who has never been to school before in a village called Avedapa in the Volta region. My dad is from Nkonya Rupon in the now Oti region. So shortly after my birth in Avedapa, my father was moved to Pando Toko as a technical officer, a Greek technical or extension officer. So as a maiden child, I had to join the exodus. Shortly after that, my sister was born and another was born. Not long, my father had to go for further studies abroad. So we were left under the care of our mother, who has never had a formal education. And so she had to do a lot of menial jobs to take care of us. That was how come I was moved to live with an uncle in a village called Nkonya KJB. Shortly after, there was a conflict between the Nkonyas and the Alavanos in 83. So I have come face to face with that conflict. So instead of my childhood having that basic education, I was rather moved from one village to another as a helping hand to either a farmhand or to help a fisherman on the lake. That has been basically how my beginning was.
Now, you did mention that you have come face to face with the Nkonya Alavanyo conflict. Could you throw more light on that?
The conflict started, the conflict re-emerged in 83. It was so fierce in that year. So on that fateful day, I was sent with an aluminum pot to the other village called Tai from KJB. And amid gunshots, so a bullet ran through the aluminum pot and it fell off my head.
Wow.
A man rescued me. Till date, I don't know the man.
Wow.
It's a mystery thing. I never saw his face because he was so tall. I couldn't see the person who actually rescued me,
Wow.
took me through the gunshot to the next village. The pot we're talking about is still there.
Wow.
Because for them, it was a mystery. I went through those gunshots. So the pot is still there till date. So, and I saw dead bodies too on that journey.
How old were you?
Barely 10 years.
Wow. That must be very traumatic.
Well, kids can take a lot because probably they didn't know that much, and there was no reason to be scared. There was nothing to lose. So, if it is now, yes, that would be very, very traumatic. But then, as a kid, you've seen it all, so not much to lose.
Wow. Now, how was life like growing up in such chaotic environment, knowing that you'd wake up and then all you hear is gunshots, all you hear is chaos? How's life like?
That is all you've experienced. You've not experienced the other side of life. You were born into it. So, at that stage, it's all you have. So there can't be any comparison. You have to survive through it.
Now, I mean, it's clear that you had quite a difficult childhood, but I'm interested in knowing what your breaking point was.
But growing up, my dream was to become a corn miller. Yes, because I was helping someone at the corn mill. And that's where you get free corn flour for food. So that was the dream. Then when I moved to Accra, my mom moved to Accra with us.
What year was that, if you remember?
Early 90s. 91.
Okay.
My dream was to become driver's mate.
You don't mean it?
Yes. I mean,
What inspired that dream?
well, we were living at Dakuma. And there were these trotro drivers around. So the mates, there's this thing we normally call a planke, running after the car and making sure he stops with the chalk and all that. That was what was prevalent then. That was common trade. So as a young boy, that was the dream, just to become driver's mate. Until an uncle of mine who is late from my mother's side decided to put me in school at Kaneshi Anglican. From Dakuma to Anglican was a short distance. So until he decided to put me in school. But I think that was where I had the privilege of thinking of something else other than driver's mate or becoming a corn miller.
But look at you today. A young man who thought he was going to end up a driver's mate. You're here currently with, I think you're pursuing your PhD.
Yeah, I'm
almost done. Fantastic. Almost a doctor in the making. I think this is quite amazing. Now, I understand that you pursued your master's degree in conflict, peace, and security. Yes. And obviously, I want to believe that you may have contributed one way or the other to the Nkonya Alabanyo conflict. But before we delve into that, could you let us know the current state of that war or the conflict?
For the past 10 years, we are lucky we've never heard any gunshot in Nkonya Alabanyo. And I'm proud of our people, the chiefs and the people of both traditional areas. This conflict is over 100 years old. And in the Stone Age, where there was no telephone, and these people could live together or couldn't have defeated each other, then not this age where telephones or mobile phones are working.
Yeah.
When a gunshot is heard, it will be reported to the authorities. So I've always reiterated the fact that you cannot do away with the Alavanyos. Neither can the Alavanyos do away with the Nkonyas. It's better we coexist peacefully for development.
But I understand that in June last year, a curfew was placed on these communities. How true is it?
The curfew has always been there. Curfew has been there for over 20 years.
So as it stands now, they wake up
There's
at 6 and
curfew
they go back at 6 p.m.
No. Government hasn't lifted it. So the list insurgents will make government renew it. So it's there. Everybody knows that you're not supposed to carry arms, any offensive weapon. Everybody knows at 6 o'clock you're not supposed to be loitering around. And the security agencies are still there. Yes, we have the military camps, we have the police camps there.
Okay.
So I think that has also helped in curbing the situation.
Okay, now can we go back to your contributions in terms of restoring peace and safety in Nkonya Alavanyo?
In 2013, I saw the death of 2 people in Nkonya and 2 people in Alavanyo. I speak Ewe and I speak Nkonya. So it's like I'm an Alavanyo man and I'm an Nkonya man. And I went with the regional minister to Alavanyo and Nkonya. We toured the area. I volunteered my money and everything, just trying to understand what exactly the problems were at that time. You know, people can contribute money to buy arms, to fight and kill human beings. But when it comes to asking them to contribute money for development or to educate people on peace building, they are not interested.
Yeah.
So I realized people were making money out of the whole thing. So I decided to fight it head on. Fight my own people and fight the Alavanyo people. Luckily for me, the paramount chiefs of both traditional areas were in support of my efforts. So they gave me immense support to fight individuals who were forming groups to benefit from the conflict. And I think today the story is different. And I'm grateful to Okonkon, Nana Asiakwa of Nkonya Rupong, and then Nana Okoto of Nkonya Ankro, and Tobega Atakra of Alavanyo traditional area. I'm grateful for their immense contribution, and also the youth and the people of both traditional areas.
Well, it's quite good to hear that you've really made impact when it comes to the Nkonya Alavanyo. Unfortunately, most times when we check the internet, when we look at the news and we hear news on Clemence, we hear news on Mr. Gyato, it's never about this peace and conflict and security issues. It's never that.
I ask people, what is peace? It's subjective. For a woman who is being molested by the husband, the death of the husband will bring her peace.
True.
For someone who manufactures arms, the sale of his arms will bring him peace. Someone just wants food on the table for peace. Now, I don't believe in diplomacy when it comes to fighting for peace, because peace itself is more expensive than war or conflict.
Yeah.
You can only attain peace when one side is stronger than the other side. When one side seems vulnerable, that is where they will agree to any peace negotiations. If we are strong, we keep fighting. So government comes in as a third party to instill discipline and then prosecute people for perpetuating illegalities. That way you have peace. But when both sides disagree, they keep fighting.
Yeah.
So I don't see the act of peace as sitting at a round table, drinking coffee and having dialogue. No, that has never brought about peace in any jurisdiction.
True.
The records are clear. So I feel peace can only be attained when one side feels vulnerable. So if you hear my name, things that come around my name that do not talk about peace, it actually brings about peace. You have landlords taking people's lands and fighting landlord. I don't see where you can have a conversation with a landlord. He doesn't understand that conversation. What the landlord understands is when you meet him with brute force, then he'll succumb. But you can't go to landlord and start talking to him about the laws, and what have you. So in the dispatch of my duties, there is nothing like nice talk or diplomacy. I'm coming at you with all arsenals.
Okay, so in 2020, you were named, you were honored by the Chief Imam as a peace ambassador. What does that recognition mean to you?
Well, there was this conflict between the traditional authorities in Hokwe and the Muslims in Hokwe. So I was sent and I was asked to make sure the Chief Imam is buried. Honorable Jafar Tivo, late, was also part of that deliberation. And I think that was the first time I got involved in real conflict where people lost their lives. That was the first time I got involved in talking to both sides. And I made sure the Chief Imam was buried before coming back to Accra. And so that same year, the National Peace Council also identified my role, and so I was given an appointment. The Volta Regional Peace Council. I was made a member, and later on also awarded as the National Peace Ambassador. So it is not actually just peace Chief Imam, but also National Peace Council also gave me that award.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that clarity. And I will take a quick break. But if you're just joining us, if you're just tuning in, know that the man you see today, Ambassador Clemence Gyato, did not just wake up to become who he is. He's had to live with different people. He's had to live in war zones or conflict zones. He's had to have dreams just like a regular Ghanaian. He thought he was going to be a cho-cho driver, but this is him today. Stay with us, and after the break, we'll take you through his businesses, we'll take you through his role in Ghana's land, and many more. You're all come back from the break, and this is Impact Stories. Now, Ambassador, I am aware that your company reclaims encroached state land and for the lands ministry. But before you tell us about that, can you tell us about your company, Inoc Holdings Limited? I don't know if I got the name right.
Yeah. Well, basically, I've been saying there are so many untapped opportunities in Ghana. So when I came back from further studies in 2010 to Ghana, there were so many opportunities that I could have signed on to as a civil servant. But then I brought investors from China, and we started a project at Atomic.
Okay.
And then national security said it was near a nuclear reactor, so it was burned down.
What?
So, and there were arguments about land acquisition and what have you. So that was what took me to a school to learn about land acquisition and development. Now, in that incident, I lost $18 million. $18 million. So I started studying about our land tenure system. Very horrible. And I think now that the president is having a reset agenda, I think that is being looked into to clean up our land tenure system so that ordinary Ghanaian will not go through the cumbersome nature of land acquisition. It's too much. Now, our land tenure system till date allows for adverse possession.
Yeah.
Means when I'm stronger than you, I can take your land.
Take it.
I mean, and government use that to acquire so much land. So it's so obvious that government cannot do away with that law. Meanwhile, government that has got all the state apparatus at its disposal is saying adverse possession does not apply to its lands. But then it applies to individual lands. I can take your land.
This sounds very unfair.
Which is unfair. So on that note, I feel something ought to be done. That gave birth to landguardism. Adverse possession actually gave birth to landguardism because the individual cannot protect its lands. So we're having people with muzzle protecting land for benefit. Now, I saw that loophole in our land administration. So I actually did a proposal to government to help identify and reclaim its lands for a fee, for land rather than a fee. So I was actually reclaiming the land so I can take percentage of that land.
Okay.
Presentations were done all over. And then I was signed on in 2012 after the incident at Atomic. So I was brought to Adenta Aviation first. I reclaimed this land and then built some structures for the state. And I was given land. That's how I started the whole land protection thing with government. So it's actually a contract I have with government to identify, reclaim, and protect its land until government has need for those lands.
Now, you mentioned that you had the appointment in 2012, and that must be the Mahama administration.
Yes.
But I understand that even during the Akufo-Addo led administration, you still had this contract.
Yes.
And up until now, you have it.
Yes.
Could you throw some light on it?
Well, I, just like you said, my work has transcended all political ideologies. That is because I do it diligently. I think I'll praise myself here that I have never for once gone beyond the mandate given me, like illegal sale of state lands or unscrupulous dissipating of state land. I've never gone into that. My job has just been to identify, reclaim, and protect for the state. So government comes, government goes, they see my work, they review it, and they still sign me on. That's what has kept me going.
But how has the journey been like? I know there's definitely been lows and highs.
Well, it's always been really difficult. Yes, and but someone must do it.
Yeah.
Someone must do it. You see, it all starts with capacity building. I don't believe in someone coming to tell a story that he sold polythene to become rich, or he sold water by carrying water on the head and become rich. No, I don't believe in that. I think the youth must be told to build capacity for themselves. When you build capacity, you can actually identify and tap opportunities in our country. Because I have a lot of foreigners coming into our country with nothing. They make it so much and live with it.
Yeah.
How about those of us here?
Yeah.
Does it mean they have eyes more than we do? No, I don't believe in that. I believe in the youth sitting down, identifying opportunities, and clamping on them and using it for their benefit. That's exactly what I did in the land sector. And there are numerous untapped opportunities in our country for the youth. But we spend more time in watching football, betting. I'm sorry to say, our girls spend more time on TikTok, either twerking or even becoming inspirational speakers on TikTok. Girls who've had nothing. You've not even passed your exam, yet you are an inspirational speaker. You're advising people on TikTok. Instead of using time that is at our disposal to build capacity, we're wasting it. That is where I'm coming from. Otherwise, when people on the stage now leave, would there be competent people to fill those positions? That is the question.
Now, while we are still at this, what advice would you give the youth? You've pointed out what some of the issues are, but what would you advise them to do?
My advice is we should build ourselves up so we can fit into the opportunities that are available.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope the youth out there watching us would really pick a cue from what Ambassador is saying, as it would really contribute to your success. But Ambassador, back to the issue of land protection. So we all know that usually when it comes to land protection, it involves clashes with private interest or community resistance. I want to know some of the approach you use to ensure that the laws are enforced in your line of work.
So, Land Act 1036 makes it clear that that is where you have the adverse possessions and the protection of your own property. But when you say, if I take your land for 10 years and you don't approach me, the land automatically become mine. I think a lot of vulnerable people would lose their land to people with muscle. And that is why I said that aspect has to be relooked at. Imagine my father left me land and died when I was just 5 years old. By the time I turned 18, somebody might have built on my land.
You would have lost it.
And at 5 years, how can I confront someone putting building on my land? It will be difficult. So the law itself has to be relooked at. Now, you're talking about land protection and clashes with individuals. Look, land is the most expensive commodity on earth. The whole earth holds 70% water and 30% land. Now, if you have a piece of land, it means you have shares in that limited resource that God has created. So you are a shareholder
Yeah.
of that creation. Now, that is why land is bedeviled with wars, and land acquisition is bedeviled with wars and multiple sales and
Yeah.
conflict here and there, all over the world. It's been like that. It will never end. And I think for our country, the state has a responsibility towards its people to review our land tenure system so that we can have peace when it comes to land acquisition. In the line of my work, you meet all kinds of people. I mean, people burying things because you want to reclaim the land. People coming with guns and offensive weapons. It is normal. I already know it. And I said, that's what I'll do. So the excesses, I'm okay with that. I'm not scared of the fight to reclaim state land. I'm not scared of that. What I'm scared of is reclaiming the land and the state not using it for any good. That is what I'm scared of. You take Accra, my sister. Accra, 75% of lands in Accra is for government. 30% is for individuals and families and chiefs. Unfortunately, government is only making use of only 18% of its lands. Government is only getting value for 18% of its lands.
Wow.
We concentrate on Cantonment, Laboni, Ridge, Airport. That's all. And Roman Ridge. The rest of the land is gone. The entire Nima is for government.
Entire Nima.
The entire Medina is for government. The entire Adenta is for government. Medina was acquired for the relocation of Nima. Adenta was acquired for housing estates. You go to Achimota, Lomnava, Soutom, Pokwase. That was the Olympic Village.
Sounds like the whole of Accra.
Yes, that's the Olympic Village. It's gone. So, and government hasn't got value for any land there. Government is getting nothing for it. But the concentration is just in Cantonment Airport, Laboni, Ridge, Roman Ridge. That's all. And I think I have decided to identify these lands and help government reclaim them so that you and I will have benefit for those lands, because we are all taxpayers. So individuals cannot enjoy while we lose.
Yeah.
So the nuances that comes with my job, I'm okay with them. I'm just happy that I can contribute my quota to the development of our country.
Okay, fantastic. Now, you faced several backlash in your line of work, and including being called a land guard, in quotes, in the media. How do you respond to such labels, and what are some of the steps you take to make your work more transparent?
I've heard that in several quarters.
Does it bother you?
I'm a land guard. It bothers me because I have a family. I come from a very humble background. So when your son is being called a land guard, you would not really be happy. My parents are still alive. I have other siblings. I have kids. I have loved ones. I'm a teacher. Before becoming an entrepreneur.
I'm sure this will come as a surprise to a lot of people to hear that you're a teacher.
Well, I completed St. Francis Training College of Education. So I've taught all over before proceeding to the university and coming back and all that. So I don't see any teacher that has become a land guard. I don't see anybody offering a PhD and is a land guard. Holding masters, I have certificates in forensic, and then all of a sudden I'll become a land guard. But what I do, because I fight land guards, So it is obvious that it is laggards that fight laggards.
Mm-hmm.
And in tree, when you're there, then you are laggard. Once you are hardened, and so they see you as a laggard. But I have come to question that terminology, laggard. Who is a laggard? I think the Vigilante Act the description of a laggard doesn't really fit the word. Because if you have land and you're protecting it, then you're a laggard.
Oh.
I think we should come with a better terminology. If you have a land and you're guarding it, are you not a laggard? The president is president because of land, isn't it? And he is the custodian of all our lands, be it private or public. He's the president.
True.
So he is a chief land protector in our country. Will you call him a laggard? So we must do well to couch a better word for people who use brute force in taking other people's land illegally. You must get a different word. But laggard is becoming too prevalent, and it's losing its meaning. So calling me a laggard, it's clear. I mean, I don't have any record of brutalizing people or killing anybody for their land. My work, I have a mandate, and my contract stipulates how I should do my work. So I don't go killing people. I rather save people and save the country. So in that line, I'm not a laggard.
Fantastic.
And I'm not happy I'm called a laggard at all.
It is well. It is well. I don't know how we can get people to stop calling you a laggard, but I do hope someday it happens.
No, well, I think the company has a lot to do to diffuse that in the media. I think we'll have to do more media engagement to actually drive home what we do so people can understand it better.
Thank you very much. So I want to find out about some reforms, given all these years of experience and the knowledge you have. What kind of reforms do you think Ghana needs to put in place permanently to address land encroachment and protect our property? But before you answer that, let's take a quick break, and once we are back, Ambassador Clemence Gyato will continue. Welcome back from the break. And Ambassador, before the break, I asked the question about the kind of reforms you believe Ghana needs to put in place in terms of addressing issues of land encroachment.
Luckily, the president has constituted a committee to look at some reforms to our land tenure system and land acquisition in the country. And if you look at the panel, I believe they're coming up with something really tangible. We have successful stories from other jurisdictions, but ours must be tailored to our traditional norms, and so that we don't step on toes. I think we have stool lands, we have family lands, and some individual owned lands before we have state lands. When it comes to state lands, you're talking about vested and acquired lands. Acquired land meaning government has actually paid compensation for those lands. The vested land, government has interest in those lands but hasn't paid compensation. The president made it clear that for the vested lands, a committee has to be set up to release portion of those land back to the allodial owners. And the acquired land, government has to, as it is, immediately find use for those lands. Um, Reform in our land sector shouldn't be a difficult thing. Look at the Ashanti King. He has total control over its natural resources, especially land. And his land tenure system has been accepted by the country.
Yeah.
So I think it won't be difficult for the state to marry some of the success stories from other jurisdictions.
Yeah.
But the most important thing when it comes to land reform is identifying the problems we have in land acquisition. Overlapping interest in land acquisition is what causes the problem in land acquisition in our country. So you have one family fighting over a piece of land, members from one family fighting over a piece of land. How can we bring sanity to that? That is land registration. When all the lands in the country, if government takes it as a matter of importance to register all lands in the country, I think there wouldn't be multiple claims over a piece of land. The multiple claims are the causes of conflict on lands.
Rightly so.
Yes. And so government should help register all lands. When all lands are registered, I think that will curb that problem. And we'll have some peace in our land reform.
Fantastic. Now, earlier you did mention that you're pursuing your PhD and that you are almost about to complete it. But I'm interested, what areas are you focusing on for your PhD?
Well, I'm doing it at Population Studies, RIPS, Regional Institute of Population Studies. And I'm focusing on Langadism.
Which further affirms why people are calling you a Langard.
I'm looking at the social demographic factors affecting Langadism in our country.
Social demographic factors.
Yes. You know, we need to link Langadism to population growth. Why? The struggle for land and development causes all this. Now, what gives birth to Langards? Vigilantism. Now, political parties employ young men. And I've never seen any female young Langard yet.
That's
so that
very
one I
true.
give a plus to the female.
Thank you.
They are not involved in this brutal act. So political parties employ the services of young men during elections. Unfortunately, most of these young men don't have employable skills. So after the elections, absorbing them into the civil service system becomes difficult. So they are mostly employed at national security levels, where they are just operatives. An operative, you are paid over the counter. So when that political party goes out of power, you become redundant. So the only place they can fit in is land protection. Langardism is the only form of livelihood because they've been taught how to handle arms. And these guys are a bit heartless. So that is the only avenue they can fit in. I mean, so I think it is good that vigilantism has been wiped off, but then it is still there. It's not there as giving it a name like in the past, but then it is still there. I think government can get these young ones on board. We have private securities companies, right? What stops the police service, for instance, to have a private outfit to train people basically in that regard, to augment their work? That won't be paid by government. But if you have piece of land and you need men to protect it, the police can give you men to protect it. But then you pay for it.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Which makes a lot. Yes. Okay. So the police can do that, and they can give people formal training, not to carry arms and kill people, but they have a unit under the police that is doing private thing, helping to take the young ones off the street. I think that will help in the long run.
I think it's a civilized thing to do.
Yes. So private individuals that need people to guard their land for a little fee can get people to guard their land right from the police. And that will be legal.
Now, Ambassador, let's quickly talk about your foundation, Bwame Man Ghana Foundation. What is it about?
Well, I've seen it all. Having staying in a community where even salt was a prestigious commodity. Some people need to ask the other neighbor for salt before they can cook. Oil before they can cook. But I can tell you, people have so much to give off in this country of ours. If you go to people's homes, if we come to your wardrobe, there are so many things that you don't have use for, yet they are sitting in your wardrobe. There are shoes you don't wear anymore. I think those shoes will put a smile on someone's face. People have books that their kids have read that are sitting on their shelves without doing anything. Those books can help others in a village somewhere to learn how to read. Someone has a bicycle at home that his kid has finished riding or learned how to ride, and the bicycle is hanging there. That old bicycle can help a child learn this psychomotor development, learning how to use the feet, the hands, and the eyes. So I think as a society, we all have something to give off to help other people. That is the basic principle of Bwame Man Foundation. So I think Bwame Man is just there to help using what you have that you no longer need to help other people who need them.
Fantastic. Now, I think we've essentially talked about your business, we've looked at your foundation, we've looked at a lot of important aspects, but I'm also interested in knowing what you do at your leisure.
At my leisure?
Yeah, leisure time. What do you do?
Well, I have a hospital. That is a Wellmark Hospital and pharmacies. We have a number of pharmacies across Accra. So, and we have a radio station, TV station. We have a supermarket. I have a farm. So, at leisure, I take a trip to inspect some of these businesses, clandestinely sometimes, to see what they're doing. And I'm a lover of toys. When I say toys, I mean big boy toys. So I ride bike. I like to speed.
You like to speed? Cars.
Yes, I love that. I do fishing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. And I love to read at quiet times. I love to learn new stuff. So I can speak a number of languages that I learned on my own.
Some of which are.
In Ghana, I understand Hausa.
Oh.
I understand the Guan, the Nkonya language, the Ewe, the Ga, the Chui. I can speak
Wow.
a number of them. Internationally, I can do Chinese. I read and write Chinese.
Then you know I can't let you go without dropping a word, a line.
So at leisure, I go around. Then I'm also into real estate. So behind me here, I have a gated community of over 140 houses there. So, and I do real estate for the state. This bus terminal here, the Kimbu bus terminal. I did structures for Ministry of Agric. So I like to go around to check what the workers are doing also. So at leisure is not much of a play thing, but of just checking what they're doing. I love what I do, basically. Yeah.
Now, you've clearly achieved a lot, but there's something that I want to know. Who are the driving forces? How did you arrive here?
It's your background, my background. I just, growing up, all I wanted to do was to honor my mom. She's gone through a lot. You know, she used to sell porridge. And so, remembering mom waking up at dawn at 3 o'clock, setting fire and making sure the porridge is ready for the roadside. And then I was also a garden boy. When I go to Laboni cantonment to do gardening, I feel, what if my mom is living in one of these big houses? I mean, my mom too is a woman like the women I see there. So, but then I realized that my mom cannot do it with selling porridge. So I encouraged myself that one day I'll get my mom a house in Cantonment to live in.
Have you realized that dream?
I've realized that.
Great.
Yes.
Your mom must be very proud.
She is.
Fantastic.
She is. So I think the only thing we can do to put a smile on the faces of our parents is live up to expectation. People talk about dreams. It's all about you working towards it. I mean, there's nothing that you envisage that you cannot achieve. You don't allow anybody to talk negative into your life. Once you say you do it, you do it. That is why I talk about capacity building. And if you don't serve, you don't learn anything. So I would like to tell the young ones, it is not true that when you sell dog chains in traffic, you become foolishly rich one day. No. You can sell dog chains for 100 years. You will not get anywhere.
Yeah.
But you can use that dog chain selling habit as a springboard to a different field. You can sell polythene in traffic and then be thinking of something big. And then you move out of it. But I have never seen anybody selling dog chains and then become a millionaire in this country of ours. So I will not advise anybody to keep selling dog chain, thinking that one day, because people have funny stories, that they sold cassette and they became rich, they sold bread and became rich. You can't carry bread on your head.
So you don't believe them, Ambassador?
It's all lies. It's a big lie. You can't encourage.
Someone finally said it.
No, we can't encourage the young ones and be lying to them that I sold bag and became rich. I mean, were you importing it? If you don't tell me you carry bag on your head selling in the street and then you became rich. It's a lie. It's a lie. How many bags do people buy in a day? It's a lie. You sell sponge. How often do we even change our sponge? So how can somebody say that? It's all lies. So if any rich man out there is telling the young ones, oh, I was selling in traffic and I became rich. I sold cassette and I became rich. It's all big lies. We should face facts and teach the young ones the right way to life. Teach them. These people we are talking about are involved in all kinds of businesses, connections, and what have you. They have all their affiliations here and there. The real things they do to get them where they are today, they don't say it. And so they lie to the young ones. So someone is busily selling pen drive, thinking that one day he'll become like Ibrahim Mahama. Or one day he'll become despite.
The narrative can change. That person might achieve it someday.
Narrative can change when you dream big and work towards it. When you don't remain pen drive seller in traffic. It is a lie. They are lies. If anybody tells you blah blah blah, it's all lies. Ibrahim Mahama cannot come and tell you he was distilling gutters and then all of a sudden put up engineers and planners and plant pool and become a rich man. It's a big lie. He will never say that. So I am saying, Azuma Nelson did not pray to become a boxer. He worked his way out. He was beaten. He listened to his coaches. He went through the grind to become a world-class boxer. That is what I'm saying. So all of us have to work towards it. The pastor telling you when you pray, doors will open. Who should build a door for you to go and open? Who should build a door? There's no door anywhere. You build a door and open it yourself. If prayer does it all, why would the pastor bring a collection bowl to the church? If prayer does it all. So I feel it's time we face facts. Tell the youth that they must build capacity and must work towards it assiduously to getting what they want in the future. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming here and for being on Impact Stories, Ambassador Clemence Gyato. And my youth out there, you have heard it all. So if you want to achieve it in life, you know that capacity building should be a priority to you. You must dream big and work hard towards achieving your dreams. My name is Mamiekwa Utoakwanyame, and until next time, this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Impact Stories.